Hello soulmates, I want to specially welcome all of you to our tutorials. This class is mainly for beginners. I told you I want to be grooming you from the very scratch to becoming good in your sewing profession. So you don't have to get discouraged because I will pull everyone along. Yes, every one of us will learn, and it's going to be a gradual process. So today I'm going to be introducing machines to us, and I'll be showing you how to get started with your manual sewing machine. We actually have different types of machines. We have the industrial sewing machine, which is what you're seeing here. But the industrial sewing machine, without light, you cannot work with it. So I advise us as beginners, let us get our manual sewing machine. With or without light, you can actually practice. But with this, you need light to operate it. So this is actually what we call an industrial sewing machine. It's very fast. The stitches are very good. You see all those already made clothes that you see. It's industrial sewing machine that they used to work on them. So this is industrial sewing machine. I'm going to take you over to the manual sewing machine and show you how to get it fixed up and get started with your work. So this is our manual sewing machine. I've just introduced the industrial sewing machine to us. This is our manual sewing machine. And one good thing about this manual sewing machine, you can use it with or without power supply. Okay? So this is the head of the sewing machine. This is the body. Let me show us how we thread our manual sewing machine. So if you want to thread your manual sewing machine, you start from this point. Almost all the heads, they are the same thing. So it's actually the same procedure. It's just 10% of the head that differs from this. So even if you have, I think you will have this pattern of sewing machine. So if you want to thread it, you start from this point. You now take your thread this way. You see, this point, you bring it to this point, put it here. You take it downward to this knob, cross it like this. You now put it through this small hole. Through this small hole, you put it, then you bring it down this way, put it here. So you push it through this, and then if you want to thread your needle, this needle, you have to bring this one down. This part now moves your machine up, it moves your needle up and down, up and down. You see, as I'm moving it, this needle is going up and down. Okay, so you use it, you push this one, you use it to push this down. You see, as I raise it, this one is raised up. If I bring it down, it pushes this down. Okay, so if you want to thread your needle, you have to push it down first. If your needle is down here, you use this controller to control the needle up. You understand? So right now we're going to be threading the needle. If you check the needle, at the down part of the needle, we have a hole. That hole is where you thread it from. You see the side I'm threading it from. This is my right hand side, this is my left hand side. I'm fixing my needle to my thread to my needle from my left hand side. I'm not coming this way to fix it, no. I'm fixing it from this point. So I'm actually going to fix it now. Okay, so I've threaded the needle. That's that. Let me recap what I just did. I said from here. Okay, so let me just do a recap of what I said. I said this place controls our needle. I call it's a controller. I don't know what others our needle. I call it's a controller. I don't know what others call it, but it controls your needle. If you move it, it takes your needle up and down. Okay, at this point is where you put your thread. You put your thread this way. Okay, this one that I'm holding is it the footer? It moves. If you move it, it controls this down part. You see, if I bring it down, it comes down. If I take it up, it goes up. Okay. And this part that you use to control your machine, it moves your needle up and down. It moves your needle up and down. And you see, as it's moving my needle, it's moving this part. Okay. So that's that. I now said, if you put your needle, you cross it over this way. Is a quick recap. You put your needle, your thread, you cross it over this way. You put it to this point. You bring it down to this point, this way. Then you fix it to this hole that we have. This is just a quick recap. Then pass it this way. And then I told you this is the controller. If you want to fix your thread, you have to bring this down. And then fixing your thread to your needle. So that's what we've done. So after fixing it, there's another thread downwards. See how you open up this part like this. Open it. There's what is inside. We call it shuttle. You bring it out this way. Check the inside. You see how it is. This part is there. This is my shuttle. So let me bring it out. This is the shuttle, and this is called the reeler. The shuttle, the reeler. How does it work? You need to fix in thread here. I will show you how to put in your thread here. But let me show you how to position the shuttle to the reeler. I mean the reeler to the shuttle. So this hole here, you fix it into this part like this. Then you drag this thread. You see how I'm dragging it to come this way. You see it? You see it? Okay, so now I want to fix it to the position. You take it down your machine. There is an opening now. There's an opening. So I'll fix this opening. Goes to this thing that is coming out here. I will push it in like this. Once you push it in, this handle, I want us to follow. Once you push it in, you see this handle here. It has to go into this hole here, and this opening has to go into this. You press, push it in. It has entered. Then you close up this again. If you want to bring out the thread down. Okay, so if I want to bring out the thread in the reeler, as in the one I fixed down the machine, I'm going to use this my controller to control the needle. I told you that it controls the needle. The needle to go down, just keep controlling it. Once the needle comes up, it comes up with the thread. You see how I dragged it and I got the thread. Look at the thread. The thread is out. Then you raise this up. You take it up. If you take it up, this footer will stand up. I've taken it up. Then you cross your thread this way. So that's basically how to thread our machine. I will still show you how to, as I get started with the sewing. There is another thing I'm going to show you. So this part now, we have the machine rope attached to the machine. Without this machine rope, this machine cannot sew anything. So even when you buy your machine, anybody that wants to fix it for you actually fix your machine rope. But if it automatically removes while sewing, you can easily fix it back. So when you want to fix it, you just, so if your rope automatically goes off, when you want to fix it, you just drag it, put it here at this point, let it go in, let it sink in well at this point, then then you just drag it, put it this way. As you're putting it, just be rolling it, it will be entering, just be rolling it to be entering. You see it, I fixed it. I fixed the rope. So without the rope, this machine cannot sew. You need the rope to get started with your sewing machine. And another vital thing in your sewing machine is oiling. This is called machine oil. We all need this for our machines to work effectively. You oil your machine at least once every week. So if you want to oil your machine, you see a lot of openings and knots in your machine. Those are the points you put oil. You put at this point. See, if you want to put it, just easy. You put like this. You put at this point, you put here. Anywhere you see knots, anywhere you see openings, you put. Anywhere you see knots, anywhere you see openings, you put. Even at the down part. This down part of my leg, you have the pedal. So even at the pedal, you have to put your oil at this, all these knots. You have to put your oil to keep the machine working properly. So that's that for the oiling. So to get started with our sewing, I want to show us how to thread this our reeler. You see, I'm opening it. I want to bring out the reeler again. Once you want to bring it out, there is this thing here. You see what I did? I just drag this thing here and you drag it out. You drag it out. So if you want to thread the reeler, it's just easy. It's not hard to do. You get this thread, you put it this way. You can actually use your machine to thread it. If you don't have this thread, you can be doing it like this and thread it to get filled up. But if you cannot, there is another way you can do it. So if you want to thread your reeler, you just put in this thread first. You see how? You just put it in first like this. Then get a broomstick or just anything, put here. Then you can hold this or put it in your mouth to hold it for you. As I told you, this is the controller. You see, it's moving already. So you can just actually put this here, and it's really. See, you see the way I'm moving it already. I will just put this here, and the thread is really. Before you know, it gets filled up. So that's how to put threads to your reeler. Right now we're going. So I'm done threading my reeler. I've put it back at the position. I want to bring out the thread. I will still take it down, take my needle down, and bring it out. I'll cover this up, take this up. So if you want to get started with your sewing, another thing, it's your needle. Your needle, sometimes you might be sewing and your needle gets broken. You need to fix, you need to remove. You need to fix your needle. You need to know how to fix it. You see, there is a knot here. This knot, you can loosen it, you can tighten it up. This is the knot, you can loosen it, you can tighten it up. So to fix or to change your needle, you bring this one down first. This back footer, you bring it down. Then you loosen this knot. You loosen this knot a bit. When you loosen it, you see your needle can move to and fro. Your needle can move to and fro. See, I've removed my needle. You see the needle. Needle has different sizes. We have size 16, size 18, different sizes. When you're fixing your needle, there is a flat point. This flat part is flat. There's another part. The other part looks like as if it has gallop at a point. You understand? So that flat part will face your left. This is my left now. This is my right. When you're fixing it, the flat part will face your left. The one that has slopy nature or that has like a gallop will fix your right. So I want to fix it now. If you want to fix it, make sure you bring this thing down using this one. I'll bring it down. You understand? So you take the flat part. Look at it. My flat part is facing this end now. I'm going to be fixing it. Then this knot, you open it a bit, as in you release it so that the needle can go in. Okay? And make sure that flat part is still there, because if it's not there, if you sew, you won't get a neat sewing. Your sewing will be jumping, or your thread will be cutting if you don't fix your needle well. So I will tighten it. I fixed it. I can now thread back my needle before we get started with the sewing. All right, so we're going to be sewing right now. So the first thing you do, like I've always told you, this thing is very important. This footer that I'm moving up and down is very important. So if you want to sew, you move it up so that you have opening here, which you will fix your fabric to. Then you bring it down for it to hold your fabric. And then if you want to sew, this your controller, you have to move it. If you move it, or if you move it down, you start moving your needle, and it will just be going first. You see how it's going. I'm just using my hand. I've not started applying my legs. So I will always tell my students that if you cannot control the machine with both your hand and your legs, first of all, start with your hand like this. You can increase the rate, the speed at which you are doing it. It's just going. You understand? I've not applied my legs. So right now, if you are good with this, moving it forward, you see how it's going. I've not applied my leg. It's just like I'm using just hand machine and it's sewing. So if you can't control with both legs and hand, start using this. Start using just the hand. It will move. Okay, so once you are good using your hand to move it, you can apply your legs. See the way I put my leg. You have to move down, up, down, up, down, up. Just that's the way you do it. Down, up, down, up, down, up. Gradually, if you see how I placed my leg. This one is going down. It's taking the pedal down. This one is bringing it back, just like that, just like that. So you move. Once you move this, you apply the pressure with your leg. As in, you move with your hand, you move with your leg at the same time. See what I'm doing? I move with my hand. As I'm moving with my hand, I'm moving my legs. As in, I'm pushing the pedal down with my legs, as if you're riding a bicycle. So that's it. You just pedal forward, move your leg forward. Once you bring it like this, make sure you push your leg forward and it keeps moving. You see, it keeps moving. You control the line you're sewing on. For a start, you can just draw a straight line so that you make sure you're sewing on that straight line, okay? You can just draw a straight line and make sure you're sewing on that straight line. If I want to turn this fabric now, I will have to raise this up. Raise it up. I will now turn my fabric. If you move it down before you can sew. If you want to turn again, you raise it up. You move your fabric to the direction you want it. You bring it down before you start sewing. And anytime you want to start sewing, you have to move this. You have to move this first. As you move it, you move your leg. It's easy. When you keep practicing, under 2-3 days, it will master you, and you will master the art, and you'll see that every this won't be a problem to you. So I move it, I move my leg at the same time. I move it, I move my leg at the same time. So that's basically it. And another thing, this part. I want to show us another thing. This thing that you're seeing here is called a stitch regulator. You use it to regulate your stitches. Like if you want to sew gathers, you bring it down completely. You just press it down completely to sew gathers. For instance, if you're gathering the waist of children's ball gown, as in that gathers, now that's what we call gathers. You just bring the regulator down, as in down very well. If you're sewing, when you start sewing, you don't just start sewing straight. You have to tighten up the stitch. So for you to tighten up the stitch, you move it up and down very fast. Up and down very fast. It will tighten up your stitch. It will tighten up your stitch. So let me show us what I mean. So like now, I want to start sewing. I will bring this down. You don't just start sewing like this and start going. No, you need to tighten. If you want to start so you tighten up the stitch before you continue. So for you to tighten it up, you just sew like this, then push this up and down. It will go up and down. It will tighten that part. So this part actually regulates your sewing. If you want to sew gathers, like I told you, put it down and it will give you gathers. If you're sewing on a normal stitch, you put it around 7. It has numbering. If you check the parts like this, it has different numbering. Look at the numbers, different numbers. So if you want to sew gathers, just press it down. If you don't want to sew gathers, you take it up to like 8. You take it up to 8 and it will give you a normal stitch. So that's that. So that's basically how to get started with your manual sewing machine. I've shown us the industrial, the manual. We also have the weaving machine that does your weaving, okay? In the next class, we'll just kick off with our measurement, how to take accurate measurement. Thank you for staying tuned. Bye.